podcast, we are going to discuss about the world's biggest aircraft, which is the Antonov AN225. Yes, it is the world's largest aircraft that has ever been built and been manufactured. It is so huge that it has set so many records in the world. So today we are going to discuss and talk about this aircraft, and also you might have heard the recent news about what happened to Antonov AN225. Okay, so I have all my notes prepared right over here because there is a lot to cover in this, because as it is an important aircraft, we need not to miss out any of this, and we need to know how important this was and why its loss has effect on the airline industry as well. So on this note, let us start the podcast here. I welcome you all to another episode of Cosmoscube, where you and I discuss and talk about very important things related to aerospace, aeronautical, and of course astronomy. Hope you will enjoy listening to this podcast. Stay tuned till the end of the podcast.
Do you know that 1 million Earths can fit inside the sun? Are you a space lover? Do you want to know the amazing stories of space? Cosmoscube is here. Now listen to the podcast for free on Cosmoscube. Now available on Spotify.
Antonov 225 is the world's largest aircraft, and it has been in the headlines since recent days, right? It has been the enormous cargo aircraft which has been dominating over the headlines since the past few days. Indeed, it appears to have been damaged due to Russian invasion in Ukraine. So what was it all about, and how Antonov AN225 is so special to us? Let us take a look at what made this aircraft so unique and special. The Antonov AN225 is also known as RIA, which means dream or inspiration. And I'm sure you might have seen the photographs and videos which have been out there, and from those I think you might have imagined how huge that aircraft is. And it is a very huge aircraft. It is the largest in the world. How big was it exactly? We will discuss about this in a bit. The Antonov was exceptionally a large aircraft which could carry tons and tons of loads altogether to one point of the world to another point of the world. It's a plane which was a dream and which was thought that it would be never made till today. It burns up to 20 tons of fuel per hour, and it is also considered that it is too large and too big for almost third words of the airports. So you can imagine how big it will be. And also I would like to tell you all, like a spoiler alert, that this aircraft had 6 turbofan engines. Yes, this aircraft was a dream which was to be built. The Cold War relic was built to what no other aircraft in the world could do, and it was the enormous component of the Soviet space program, and also it served as an air launch platform for many of the spacecrafts. Soviets had bigger plans for this, but by the time they wheeled it in the world, and in the year 1989 at the Paris Air Show, it was a plane which was built for the future, and that would have never been seen. Like, it was like a dream to build such a big aircraft to anyone in the world. But Soviet space program did succeed in this dream, and they made dream come true. That's why the name of the aircraft, the nickname of the aircraft is RIA, which is called a dream or inspiration. So now let us talk about some specifications of this aircraft, how big it was. So talking about lengthwise, it outstretched even the longest of the aircrafts, which include the Boeing and the Airbus aircrafts. It clocked in 84 meter long compared to 76.7, 76.4 and 75.4 meters of the Boeing 777-9, 747-8 and Airbus A340. The wingspan of this aircraft is 88.4 meters long, and it has 6 turbofan engines mounted on them. This gives a total wing area of 905 meters square. Antonov RIA aircraft requires the runway of 3000 to 3500 meters, and it is the heaviest aircraft. It has about 650 tons of maximum takeoff weight and maximum cargo weight of 250 tons. That is a lot. Like, you can just imagine how many aircrafts need to carry this much of load. But here in Ria, it carries all these loads in a single take. Also, this aircraft was hard to beat when it came to dimensions. Its cruise speed was about 800 kilometers per hour. Like, just imagine, you can just travel 800 kilometers in just 60 minutes. Like, that is so incredible. We can reach such a far distance in such less amount of time. The maximum speed which this aircraft could reach was 850 kilometers per hour, and that is why it was used for such cargo transportations, because there are some items which we need in certain period of time and in less amount of time. That's why this cargo aircraft played an important role, and it was used to transport all the cargo items from one place to another, like located literally 800 kilometers far away in just an hour. The wings of this aircraft were designed as an anhedral. They also have root extensions to increase the span of the wing. The control surfaces of this aircraft are controlled by fly-by-wire systems and triple reductant hydraulics. The ANTONOV AN225 was designed such a way that it could lift off the orbiters, which was the Energia's rocket boosters and the Buran's class orbiters of the Soviet space program. What is Energia? Energia is a super heavy lift launch vehicle which was designed for a variety of payloads including the Buran spacecraft, and the Buran program is also called as the VKK Space Orbiter program, which was a Soviet Union program, and later it was a Russian reusable spacecraft. Let us talk some things about the Soviet space program. So this agency used to design such aircraft, spacecrafts, and do many missions to space. It had many successful missions which were done throughout the programs, and all its years were very active, and they highly participated in the space race which was going on between the USSR and the United States. It was a national space program of the USSR, which was almost conducted in a competition during the Cold War advisory with the United States, as I told you. And this was during the space race between the 1950s until the dissolution of Soviet Union in 1991. So this space race almost lasted between USSR and the United States of America between like the 1950s till the 1990s. So that was a very long period. I would like to tell that in this period, both the agencies, both the organizations did their level best to improve their technology, and they have done so many advancements, and they have designed such spacecrafts which are incredible. Like, they are to be remembered in the history and in the coming generations. The very fair example of this is the Antonov AN225, which we are learning about right now. So we can just think of it, how many such aircrafts and spacecrafts and other space missions were conducted during this period, because it was a space race and there was a high competition between both the countries. So everyone wanted to be the first to do certain mission, to achieve some target. So everyone was in a race which had a lot of growth in the organizations, and we can make a great advantage by learning about those things in today's world. Let us talk about a few records of what Antonov AN225 has said. It is likely a cargo transport aircraft which has helped many countries get their items in very less amount of time. And I would also like to share that people like literally used to go to the airports just to see the Antonov's takeoff and landings, like during the departure and arrival. That is like so great how people were so keen to look at this aircraft. And I bet like whoever is watching the video right now, the people who have seen this aircraft in real are really lucky, because they got to see what the history has ever made. So you guys are really lucky who has witnessed it through your eyes. And also I would like to know who all have witnessed and seen this aircraft in real, please let me know in the comments below. So talking about the records, this aircraft has set a record, rather a world record of lifting a single item payload which weighed 189 tons, and it has also set a record to lift a total payload of 253 tons. So these are some of the records which are set by this aircraft. So by this calculation, we can already imagine how strong that was. Throughout the years, there have been made efforts and it has been repaired immensely after every mission it undergoes, because this particular aircraft is very old, and it has to get maintenance like every time. And all pilots who have flown in this aircraft, they are very proud to say and mention this aircraft, because it is a dream to fly in such an aircraft, and being the pilot of an aircraft like this is a great one. So now let us come to what happened to this aircraft. So during the outbreak of Russian invasion, this aircraft was spotted to be damaged, and it has been damaged very badly. So talking from the resources, got to know that this aircraft was in repair at an airport which was the Antonov airport in Hostomel of Ukraine. So there were many Russian aircrafts which were spotted around that area, and after a few days, like 4 to 5 days of this observation, like the military, after 4 to 5 days the aircraft was found to be damaged. So this is a huge loss for the whole world. It's not only for Ukraine which has suffered this loss. It is a loss for entire humanity, because this was an aircraft which had set world records and it had fame in all the countries over the world. So losing such a precious aircraft is literally very sad. I hope people and organizations come up with more such projects and build more such efficient and such high weight carrying capacity aircrafts. So with this note, I would like to end the podcast here. I hope you enjoyed and learned something about this aircraft from this podcast, and also I would like to know what all things you know about this particular aircraft, and also I would love to know about who has seen this aircraft in their real life. Till then, keep exploring and keep learning.